All right, I'm going to ask you a few more questions, and then we're going to, as we continue on, right? If you look at if you take a present snapshot of where you are today, right now, in a way that maybe even like, let's say, right before you entered into this conversation, right, when we came in and you aligned yourself with your power, if you were looking at what of your actions, your thoughts, your beliefs, the way that you were showing up prior to this year, the question in my mind is, if that person continued onwards for the next 90 days, three months, what would that person have been creating? There may have been an intention, but if you actually look at the actions and outcomes, what is that person actually creating?
Exactly. And this is what I wanted to talk about, because this is where I know it's like, when I step into the power, I can talk about it, I can put it into words, it feels exciting. And then when I step out of the power, that's where I've landed in an insight yesterday or over the last couple of days, where I will hold myself back from creating abundance. Or actually, I'm not sure it's I will hold myself back, because that sounds like it's I realized I'd been fooling myself around abundance. That was the insight that I had, and that was what I wanted to bring to the table today, going, if I'm fooling myself around this, and I want to work with this, because this for me is an important link on taking this into the journey ahead now. And to
What is
be
this? Sorry, I know I'm interrupting, but I'm what is this? You said this, you used this 3 times. So I'm like, oh, I'm not sure whether this stands for.
Okay. This for me is, I had a conversation yesterday, no, 2 days ago, with a fellow coach around, and she was coaching me, and we ended up landing on very quickly in a place that I didn't realize that we were going to be talking about, and it was abundance. And I was connecting abundance. She wanted me to feel abundance. And I was having real trouble feeling it. I actually felt incredibly squashed, and so squashed, I was like almost claustrophobic, wanting to cry, like this feeling of squashed, and realizing that abundance wasn't that. And so, we played around in that space for a while. And that was really interesting. And then it was like, and also frustrating for me, because, and I couldn't really understand why until sort of like, actually just before this conversation, where I wrote to you and I said, I want to create abundance, because I'm like, holy shit, I've got to do something about this. And I'm like, but what is it? What is it that is creating this? And I realized part of it is that I'm very good at creating abundance that has nothing to do with money, right? That I've been very good throughout the whole of my life to feel rich, to create a rich feeling, a rich experience for myself and the people in my world, with very few, or with little or no money. And it amazes me when I look back. I can look back at what I create and go, oh my God, that is just so amazing that I was able to be a part of this and enroll people into this, or help me create this, or I created it myself on my own. And now I'm stepping into a new phase of my life, where part of the picture of abundance is about money, and a lot of it. And this isn't working for me right now. This is the revelation. This is the, like, I was not, it was like, I was fooling myself into feeling abundant, pretending to be abundant. But there was a part of me that perhaps has been saying to myself all these years going, but you're not really abundant because you don't have any money. You're not rich. You're not, where's the money in the bank? Where is, you know, so this is sort of like evil part of me just going, Philippa, you know, that's not real. That's not real abundance. And now I want real abundance. I mean, I'm laughing now because it's like, that was an interesting definition of abundance. There's real and then there's not real abundance. Did you know that?
I see that you're actually putting in a distinction. I don't know the definition for you. So like, and that becomes important, like, because right now I need to see the world through your lens, right? I might have my own definitions around abundance here. But even within abundance, I don't have anything about true abundance, you know? Or real abundance, actually, I would have true abundance, I would say. So let's do this here. First thing is, please define for us what is real abundance to you. It doesn't have to be anything anyone else takes on, but it needs to be important. It needs to be meaningful to you. What is real abundance to you?
Okay, and this is new to me. You know, this is coming up for me, a distinction that somewhere was buried deep in my brain and I didn't realize. So let's put it into words. And it's for me, so real abundance is there is something there with having a large number in the bank, not on, you know, one account. It's about having assets. It's about, there is something there, that it's having a portfolio. It's about feeling abundant in a monetary sense, which is part of power for me. This is all just coming up now. Okay. It's a part of feeling being impacted, because I'm thinking back to a time when I did have money, I had a portfolio, I had savings, I felt I was growing, and I was able then to, with more ease, create the abundant experiences for myself and my loved ones and the people around me in my world. But I'm also thinking there's just as much creativity going into that, you know, my creativity, and not necessarily money. It wasn't like I was buying an experience, but I guess, yes, it was opening up the possibility to make a wider range of choices about the experiences of abundance I wish to share and experience myself with people, and that money was a vehicle to help me in that. And I felt so in control of my life. It's like I wasn't dependent on someone else. And that has not always been the case in my life. You know, like I was the one that was earning actually more than my partner. I was the one that you know, was, I mean, I've always paid for my kids throughout the whole of the time. So, you know, I've paid for my part of the house, my, you know, for me and my kids. You know, I've always been able to do that until I burnt out. You know, there is this sort of crunch point for me where I lost not just my identity and integrity, but also this feeling of power, and also the money in the bank disappeared over the years. I wasn't able to work and it disappeared. I still kept paying for my kids for as long as I could. And now I'm in this space of, it's almost as though my definition, or I've sort of, I'm gonna have to just say this and it'll just have to come out. this sort of loss of abundance, as though I've lost the meaning of abundance, or don't believe it's there for me anymore in that way. And that I am in this space where abundance has to come from me being purely creative with other methods and medium, and not at the level that I was at. And it's this that is sort of is like a it's this that is messing with my brain sometimes and my feelings. You know, it's like injecting a poison in me as I am about to go on this next 90 days. And it's actually perfect timing, because it really is. It was literally, this is the first, you know, next week was going to be the initiation of this whole process. And I can feel the tension in my body. I have it's actually my right leg, as though it's holding me back from moving forward. And it's these feelings around abundance, and this sort of what was real for me and what is real for me today. And a mismatch in my belief of what is possible. And it's like, there's a difference as well. Belief in possibility. Is it an intellectual belief in possibility? Oh, yes, I can do that one. Oh, but I want to feel it, Niyama. You know, I want that possibility, that feeling of possibility to have sunk here and come from here, because that's where the power is. It's not up here.
I'm following you. I have a distinction between faith and belief. And when I hear you talk about, there's some things where you have faith that like it can come out, but do you necessarily believe it? To me, I feel like they live in different places, right? It's like, I have faith that all this will work out, but if I'm going to be honest, do I really believe that it's all going to come out? Maybe not in the same space.
It's the World Joy Movement. Yeah. What was your greatest insight from this conversation? And if you want to come and be a part of a conversation like this live, it's really simple. Just go to beworldjoy.com and come introduce yourself, and let's take the conversation to the next level, because you're there now. All right, let's play.